So yesterday was the Emmys, as lots of you may know, and OCHSA held a little party, and basically it was held in Symphony Hall, which is the big stage place at OCHSA, and beforehand people had to sign forms and get signed up for it because only about 300 people were allowed there. What happened was Access Hollywood was hosting this, and during their red carpet special of the Emmys, they were gonna cut back to us, all in like our Glee attire, and you know, Matthew Morrison stuff because he came from OCHSA, and you know, all the OCHSA and Glee, you know, clothing and stuff, and basically they were gonna surprise him on the red carpet with footage of us, and then they're gonna interview some people. So it was for Access Hollywood's Emmy red carpet special. Now, before I want to talk about this, I want to show you my shirt that I made, because I thought that, you know, a lot of people have the same Glee shirts, and I love them, but I wanted to make something that was pretty funny. Okay, so it's Glee themed, and a lot of people couldn't tell from first sight, but what it says is, "That's how Sue sees it." And now if you look closely, the eyes are on springs, and they're like 3D and they jiggle. It's really funny. Cause see, yeah, that's how Sue sees it. Ah, you get it. I know it's funny. And people had to kind of look at it. They're like, "What in the world is that?" And then I'd explain it to them, and they're like, "Oh, ha ha, that's funny." The back says, "I'm about to vomit down your back." Now I know that sounds really gross, but it's a quote that, you know, Jane Lynch, aka Sue Sylvester, says in the show when Will Schuester, aka Matthew Morrison, they were doing some sort of bet thing. I'm not sure exactly what it was, and he's like, "It's on," and they're like really close to each other, and she's like, "I'm about to vomit down your back," and she didn't say it like that, but it was priceless. Jane Lynch is hysterical. She has the best delivery I've ever seen, and everything that comes out of her mouth, no matter how terrifying it is, it's funny. It's just, I mean, one of my favorite lines is, "Your resentment is delicious." I love that. Also, scab-eating mouth breathers. Her character's terrible, and I love it. But that was my shirt. I wore it. I was the first one in the theater, but they put me in the back. That made no sense, but, you know, I'm not gonna argue. They had a plan, so I sat with my friend Chloe and Cole and Miranda. We all sat in a line, and, hi Cole, by the way. He was on a game show, you know. That's pretty cool. And, so we sat together, and they aired the red carpet. What was funny is, they aired the red carpet before everybody else saw it, the unedited version with, like, all the people, like, you know, "Stand over here for lighting," and, you know, "Say this," and it was, like, wasn't edited yet, which was really funny. Because, I'm not sure if I really should say this, but the woman, I'm not going to say who she was, but the woman who was in the, part of the red carpet special, I guess she had to keep repeating herself, because the guy behind the camera, you can't hear him, but he kept making her start over, and she got really snippy. She's like, "Oh, well, I'm supposed to cut the Jimmy Fallon part out?" And she's like, "Wow, thanks guys for paying attention." And she's like, "Wow, you guys, thanks a lot." Like, she was not that great of a sport. And I was just standing there, we were all going, "Oh, diva." It was kind of funny, and the producers were just shaking their heads like, "Oh god, what's going on?" And that's the funny thing about live. I'm sure they either know or they didn't know that there's a group of 300 kids watching them, but I was like, "You're being paid. Put a smile on your face, woman." And and then the guy, Billy Bush, who does the actual red carpet stuff, he said something pretty inappropriate about a woman, and he didn't realize the camera was on, but it wasn't, and I'm not gonna repeat it, but it was pretty funny. We were laughing, we're like, "Ah, ha, ha," and the guys are like, "Okay, we better mute this now," and so they mute it. And then we saw the edited version later, and the Emmys. Of course, every time something for Glee came on, the handheld camera guy came by, and we jumped in our seats, and we're like shouting and waving these posters. Unfortunately, there was a poster in front of me, so you can't see me, or any of my friends, for that matter. But it was still just an amazing experience. a bunch of people got interviewed, and I guess someone who goes to OCHSA who knows Matthew Morrison, like, if you saw her, if you watched the red carpet, she's talking to him, and he's like, oh, I'm about to cry and stuff. And the founder of OCHSA was actually with him. Matthew Morrison took him on the red carpet with him. He was also sitting with Matthew Morrison in the front row next to Betty White. That is amazing. He's the founder of OCHSA. He deserves it. He was Matthew Morrison's teacher, which I think is great. And it was really cool because the next morning it was on the news. Like our little clip of us, it was on the news, and they said anytime next week on Access Hollywood they could show portions of it. I'm not sure if they will. I think that might just be a little thing for us to get us to watch it. But another funny thing was at the end the producer was going around asking questions, and I like really made a point of showing her my shirt. I was like, hey look, my shirt's Glee, I made it and stuff. And it was probably obnoxious to her, but my friends were like, look, and so she looked at it, she kind of was like, what's that? And then I explained it to her and showed her the back. She's like, okay, we'll put you on camera. I was like, whoa. And so the hand on camera guy came by, and he's like, his face is not moving, he's like, hi guys. And so I just show my shirt, I'm sitting there looking really awkward, going for like 30 seconds, and he's not moving his camera, he's just continually smiling at me, and they didn't tell me anything to do. So I finally turn around and I show him my back, and I'm like, and then they're still filming, so I'm like, that's how Sue sees it. And it was really awkward, and then I high-fived Chloe, and then Cole's behind me going, and they're probably not going to show it. I think they were just flattering me, but yeah. It's pretty much me in a nutshell. Awkward moments. But another funny thing is they gave us these Slurpees, like full-on Slurpee cups. So we all thought, we're like, oh, we're gonna get Slurpees, that's so cool. And at the very end, we're about to leave, and everybody's like, you gave us empty Slurpee cups for why? And then apparently they're like, you know in the show Glee, if you guys watch it, the losers get Slurpeed in the face, you know, like, apparently it's supposed to be like a prop. I don't know, but we never got Slurpees. Thus the empty can. Maybe I'll reuse it. I don't want to waste it. That's a big waste. I'll come to school tomorrow just like drinking random stuff from it. But yeah, so that was it, and I had a great time. It was a great opportunity. I'm so glad Matthew Morrison got to see us all, you know, screaming and having, you know, Glee stuff, and we're knowing that we all support him and that he made such a big impact on our school. It was amazing, and he seemed really touched, and I'm really happy about that. If you guys went, you know what I'm talking about. If you've seen it, it's really cool. If you haven't, it's okay, but I had a great time, and I'm really excited. I was really excited about the opportunity. So that's it about that. Anything else I might, let me start over. In the next week or so, I'm going to have some more conservatory classes, so I'll try to make more videos as much as possible. I also have homework and stuff, so it might be a little bit hard to fit in, but I'll try to bring the camera to school. And that's basically it. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I improv this. I don't really plan it out before. I just kind of, like, put the camera on and start talking. So if I seem really, I don't know, trying to figure out what I'm trying to say, that's why. But hopefully I'm getting better. Yeah, so bye you guys. Thanks for watching.